Hey, Tim, let me get this thing out of the way here. There we go, a little drag and drop. All right, aloha. I'm going to start by now. I'm recording this screen here, and I'm going to pretend like I'm just some brand new guy getting onto your webpage, although I've looked at it several times now, and I have a really important idea for you. NMR, which looks like it stands for New Music Review, sharing of new artists and gear reviews. I know very little about music. I'm guessing gear probably means equipment, and you musicians know what that means. So great. Okay, now I'm going to put my mouse over this, and it says New Music Review, where rising artists can get heard. Now, you're going to have to forgive me because I think I probably told you I do a lot of academic tutoring and substitute teaching and stuff like that. I'm actually a dual certified teacher from Illinois. It should be heard, where rising artists can be heard. But if that get can where rising artists can get heard works for you, that's good. Don't let my being picky about the English language get to you. All right. So you said you made some money off of Groover here. That's great. We got a subscribe button and subscribe to what? Is there something that people click on to subscribe, or is it this thing here? So that's a little confusing. And I know you want me to focus on how to get more traffic, but I'm starting with this. I'm going to do it because they're going to land here. Okay? All right, so let's in focus, James Sanger. Okay, this is clickable, so I'm going to click on this and we'll see what happens here. I'm asking my computer to do a lot with all of these tabs open. Okay, artists in focus, latest posts. Okay. I'm not sure what this flippy thing here is doing. Okay. It is that giving me different information? All right, let's go to read more. And Tim, can you clean this up a little bit? Where's your header? You're still on your website. James Sanger with 2-point streams. Does it have to be this gray color? And I don't know if you noticed or not, but this dark gray and this red here are not going well together. I'm having trouble looking at that and reading it, but I don't want to read this article. So I'm not trying to sound harsh, but I don't want to read that article. This flippy thing is bugging the hell out of me. Okay, so I'm going to click on this now. Okay, you got the same format here. So hopefully once you change this format a little bit, they'll all change and it won't be too hard for you to do. Now, I see these find our help resources. Okay, listen and download from Glober here. Okay. So you have a link to this artist. Now, if I go to that website, is the artist linking back to you? Okay. Did you ask the artist to link back to you? Okay, if you're featuring an artist, that artist should be linking back to you. You know, I know you want to help the artists. You don't not interested in making money, but this is going to help more artists if you will ask them to link back to you and give them the keywords that you need to link back to you. All right, let's get back where I was here. Okay, and let's look at your blog. So we got YouTube. So this guy's got a YouTube video. There's Spotify and Instagram. That's great. You linked to 3 different places for him. And this says helpful resources. I'm going to click on this. Once again, I'm just looking around. Okay, you got to do something about this gray background and get your header back. Your header looks really good. Okay, helpful resources for new indie artists. Okay, and your primary domain says music, so that's all good for Google. And okay, this is clickable. What is this? Okay, this is taking me to his website. Good. That's taking me to Adam's website. Adam decided to put a dash in his, or Adam decided to put a hyphen in his domain name. I usually try not to do that. All right, let's go to the blog. Okay, latest blog, latest reviews. Please don't do a flippy thing here. Okay. Latest post, good. It looks like you got things linking well. I've seen websites that just don't have any links connecting things, and that means Google can't find them. So if you happen to have a page that's not being indexed on Google, first go into Google Search Console and request indexing. But look to make sure that you've got this thing linked to where if it spiders your website, it can find the web page. Okay, let's read more here. That's still your website. Okay. I got to tell you, though, I'm not a real fan of this gray background. Okay. You want people to refer other people to you. I'd get rid of the gray background. Okay. Let's take a look at your home. Hopefully, this will take us to the home page. Okay. There's your header. Where's the rest of it? There it comes. And I'm asking my computer to do an awful lot. So this is what I was kind of looking for here. I know you still got the gray background here, but it's all kind of hidden, with all the graphics and stuff that you have. And I'm not trying to insult you, and maybe other people like this gray background, but especially when I got in there and everything was centered instead of left justified. Oh, and then you had that red writing. Okay, once again, we still don't know what subscribe means. All right, I did take a look at your code. If you don't know how to do that, you just right mouse click. There we go. Come here. Sometimes you got to find the right spot to do that. I get it now. My computer's slowing down here. All right. Okay, I'm going to pause this. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So when I looked at your source code here, that's just a right mouse click and then left mouse click on view source. I know this looks like gobbledygook, but one of the things I looked at was your title. So just did Control F to find something. I also looked for OG image. That's an image that is used usually on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that when you share. That reminds me, get a service called Add to Any. It basically took over for Add This. So Add to Any allows you to have share buttons on your websites that allow people to share your page, that specific page on their LinkedIn and Facebook and all kinds of other accounts. In fact, I'll show it to you here. Okay, so let me close this because I just want to show that to you real quick. So if we go to my website here, you see these buttons? That's from Add to Any. And if I click plus, then this pop-up opens up and people can share my web page with any of these services. And this is a free service. So Add to Any, there should be a WordPress plugin for that. So be sure to look for that. So to get rid of that, I just click off of there. Now I'm back to my web page. So you see, to do that, no one had to leave my web page. And I wanted to show that to you. I've also got a couple things here like copy the page info to the clipboard, email me. I got a little shop here and some things like that. But let's go back to you. Add to Any. Remember that. That will get more people to your website. Okay, so here's a Reddit account, New Music Review. And that's trying to get caught up. There we go. I notice you have a few people that post. That's great. Now, I'm going to close this now. And that's your Spotify account. I was taking a look at that. And let's go ahead and close that. Okay, here's one of the things I wanted to get into and talk to you about. Here it is. This is that graphic. Okay, I found that in your source code and I copied it over. I copied the graphic over. It's a good graphic. I like that. The only thing I would do is get your URL on there. Okay, because for example, on Reddit, your URL is not showing, but if you put your URL, that's website address, obviously, put that on the graphic. Okay, now when you do that, you can actually separate your words. So you can actually make it New Music Review .co.uk. Okay, now you notice how that's more readable and it'll still go in the same spot. Okay, let me show you. As long as I spelled everything right. Okay, so here we are with just New Music Review. Yeah, so the first part of a domain is not case sensitive. When I do that, it takes me right back there. So you saw how I do that. So if you can change your graphic and get new music review, even right below this, that would be great. And that should be bring more traffic to your website too. All right. Whoop, don't need that zoom. Okay. All right, let's take a look at some other stuff here. All right. So you did good. You did good here. You've got your website address here. Curator, musician, YouTuber, reviewing and sharing your music. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's follow you while I'm at it. There we go. Okay, good icon. You got that gray and red again. Can you read this? Maybe I'm just too old or something. Okay, there we are. New music review. I can read that now. Oh, I see that's kind of your I see that's kind of your color that you picked for your website. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's scroll down here a little bit. Now, here's your last post, and I've already got it right up here. Okay, here's something I need you to start doing, and you could do this to all the old YouTube videos too that you already have. All right. So here you are, new music review. I want to visit your website. Can you tell me how I do that? Oh, I see. Now I can't. All right. Get your keywords, your title at the very least. Okay. So get this in the top part of the description, but put the link first. So put this first, and then right after that in the description goes this. Understand? Okay. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Okay. Let's get a link and the title of your website into the second largest search engine in the world. Okay. People watch your videos and they say, "Oh, this looks great. Let's go check out this guy's website. Where is it?" Okay. So I want you to start doing that. This is not an instant fix overnight, but boy, I'm telling you, if anything's going to start picking this up, it's getting your website address first thing, right? See this there? 19 views, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Views are great, but engagement is even better, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Get the website address and the title and what I showed you right up in there. Oh, let me take care of this here. Thank you. I am subscribed to my client. All right. And that's good that you're talking about the Google site. That's a WordPress plugin, I believe. I did used to use WordPress quite a while back, and I have a very important thing for you to talk about concerning a WordPress plugin. So I'm going to make sure I get that done. All right. So we talked about X. Let's close that. When was your next post to X? March 11th, 15th. Okay. There's March 4th. Okay. If you have time, I don't know if this is a full-time venture for you or not, but if you have time, get on every single social media that you can and start posting. And if you have time, post at least once a day. Okay. And when people follow you and people make a comment, comment back. Get engaged on social media, just like you do on Reddit. Okay. And speaking of Reddit, okay, we're losing a lot of content. Okay. Now that's great that you're on Reddit. It's a social media. But if you get an interview with somebody that's on Reddit or something like that, then make a web page, go into the blog, and make a blog page of that interview, copying the information from Reddit. Okay, it's your information. There's no problems with um, there's no problems with copyright or anything like that. And I swear, if you start yelling anything about duplicate content, I'm going to buy a plane ticket and smack you in the back of the head. Duplicate content is not a thing. It's really hard to get duplicate content penalty. It's almost impossible. So don't talk about it. Okay. So that was it for Reddit. Now, the other thing that I would like you to do is there's a WordPress owned. All right, let me just get over here. There's a WordPress owned plugin. They got, I use so many different medias or plugins, add-ons, whatever WordPress call it, but BB Press. Okay. Get that. To the best of my knowledge, it's free, and you can make a forum with BB Press, and that particular plugin is made by WordPress. That's why I'm picking that one. Third-party stuff want to make you buy stuff. They want to put ads in. This is from WordPress. Now, the reason I want a forum in there is because that's where we can get user-generated content. Google loves user-generated content. And you can put a category is a section. Let me see if I can go to one of my computer clients here. Sorry, website promotion clients. There he is. Okay, so I did some HT access tricks. So if people just go to this website, it actually redirects them to this website right here, because he has some other stuff, like he has like a calculator and some other things that really required an HTML page. But then I got buttons up here leading to his forum. So I want to show you that. And it's an ugly form. It's not, your WordPress form is actually going to look a lot better. But I wanted to show you these categories. Okay. So these are categories. Okay. So your categories could be genre. Okay. Genre. Sorry. Like I said, not a musician. Okay. And then these are called boards. Now you notice, as a teacher, I know to tell people stuff. So I tell people, click here for more information. Okay. And I do that in quite a few of these. Looks like, except for this one here, because I got clicked there up above anyway. So once again, that's a category, and these are boards. So what I'm imagining is having the categories of the various genres, and then each board can have an artist, and this artist can post stuff that he or she is doing on your forum, and users that have signed up for your forum can go in there and comment and ask the artist questions on your website. Okay. Like I said, Google loves user generated content. Okay. and it's a spot that we're missing to in order to get more traffic to that website. People would love to be able to go somewhere and make a comment specifically to an artist. Oh, I just love your work. And if that artist is smart and has time, then that artist is also going to go to your website and say, "Oh, thank you very much." Now, make sure you have those add to any buttons on each one of those boards, or at least inside of the categories where people can see them, because then people will want to share that particular board post to their social media. Okay, the buttons you have right now take people to your social media. I want your stuff to get posted to other people's social media. Okay, and the social media posts do end up in Google. I mean, not all the time. That's Google's algorithm's decision. But social media posts, I will say, can end up in Google. So you're going to end up with people sharing to their own social media, giving you more exposure. Then we got those same posts showing up in Google, giving you more exposure. I want you to take notes, rewind this, do whatever you need to do, but get those things done. Okay, so we talked about this and we talked about this. Okay, I reminded you about this. If you had your URL right down here, that would be great. But as I remember, right, you do have it right here. So I'm happy about that. And once again, okay, your last post was March 10th. That's good. And let me see when your last post, another March 10th post. There's a March 9th post. That might be with somebody else. No, I don't know if that's you or not. Anyway, good job on that. Do that with the rest of the social media. You're going to hear people tell you that that's wrong. Okay. Oh, no, just focus on one social media. People don't have time to do that. Post at least once a day on every single social media, I'm telling you. Okay. If you have trouble with that, I part of my expertise is in automation, so I can actually create posts uh, that will go into your social media, which is basically on topic breaking news. So this would be the music industry, and uh, links would lead to a website promotion page that I make, and all of those links would lead back to your website. I can't do that specifically on your website. It's not possible to do it that way and be able to alter the RSS feed and things like that. Plus, I can track for you. Also, and if you're worried about people getting confused if they land on another website, don't worry about that. It's not any different than someone landing on a press release and then going to the primary website. It's no big deal. So that's something I can do. It's not something I came on here to talk to you about, but it's certainly something doable. You can find out more about that on my website. All right, let's get back to another trick I wanted to show you. All right, now if you want to see, you don't need a lot of fancy tools. I know that you know how to use Google Search Console. That's great. But whenever you can, whenever it's possible, just go directly into Google. I use very few third-party tools. Why? They're third-party. Okay. I don't care what a domain, what a DR, what a domain ranking is, because Google indexes web pages, not websites. So if you got a DR or a DA of such and such, who cares? what's the page rank? And Google won't tell us that anymore because people are using people are abusing that. All right, so let's go back here. I want to copy your URL. Okay. Now, you may or may not know this little trick, and I have not done this on your for your website yet. I'm doing it right now as we speak. So you type in site colon, okay, then paste in your website, and this will tell me all the pages that you have indexed. Okay, and of course you already see on top Google's advertising. Try Google Search Console. Okay, that's good, but do this too, because there's some other ways, other things that you can do with this. Okay, so this little site trick is pretty cool. And you could even see what Google thinks is the most important site right now. It thinks your route is. Okay, now we got into contact us, Pop Claw, Adam's sister. Let's go all the way to 10, see if there is anything. Okay, you still got stuff. You got a lot of content here. That's great. Okay, and you got more content pages. That's good. So do that for yourself. See what's Google has indexed and see what order they've indexed it. Now, here's another trick. Instead of using site, once again, we copy this, take your links, put them in quotation marks, and then I press enter on my keyboard is how I do it. A lot of people look for something to click with a mouse. Okay, these are all the links that you've had that have been indexed that have this URL. Okay, when you use quotes, first off, it takes a URL and treats it like a string. And it will take, and it has to be the entire string if it's in quotes. I'll explain that in a minute when I do something else here. Okay, so so you got Facebook, good. There's X, Blue Sky. Keep using Blue Sky. I've been getting some great results, even just through automation for one of my women's clothing fashion design clients on Shopify. And which reminds me, I have to show you about your feed officially. And you're using threads. That's great. Threads should be a great format for you. And this is giving you some idea of what is actually being indexed by Google. There's some Groover stuff. Good job. By the way, I got my fan running because it's hot in here. I hope you can still hear me well. Okay, there's your Reddit stuff. That's good. You got a link somewhere in Reddit. Okay, Instagram. Okay, I'm not seeing LinkedIn. I mean, I know LinkedIn is a business thing, so, but get your profile in there. And yes, Google does not pay a lot of attention to profiles, but it does index them. Okay. What you told me was I'm not getting enough traffic. You didn't say I want to get up to #1 in the search engines, although that would be nice, but let's get you some traffic any way we possibly can. And I'll also help you with the SEO but my main goal, increase your traffic. And normally I would say increase your sales, but you've already told me you're not interested in that. So the half of me that has expertise in sales psychology, I'll use that to help people get to your web page, but I'll stop after that. All right. By the way, I'm using the free version of Zoom, so this thing might end in 40 minutes or 45 minutes, however long it gives me. But I'm either going to quit talking or I'll give you a break from this because it's been 35 minutes already. And there you are. Oh, you're on LinkedIn. Good job. Okay. Now, I want to take a quick look at LinkedIn. You got 450 plus followers, bro. So let's take a quick look at LinkedIn. By the way, you can change your URL. It looks like you might have done that already. But yeah, you can go in, you can create a business page, and you can change your URL in LinkedIn. That's all doable. I can help you do it. Okay, please tell me you have a banner. No, you don't. Okay, all right. I know that LinkedIn is not, in fact, let me follow you here. There we go. So I know that LinkedIn is probably not your number one social media, okay? But make every single social media look good because you never know. So let's take a look in there again. You're okay. I'm following. Good. I don't want to verify myself now. Okay, but yeah, let's get a banner up here, just like you did for Twitter. And I'm guessing you probably haven't posted much either. Okay. Anyway, get yourself a business page. And if you have any articles, I've had LinkedIn stuff show up really good in Google before. So do some articles and be sure in those articles that you link back to the appropriate web page on your website. Okay, we talked about this. Okay, next little trick. You take, okay, now these will give you a lot of your backlinks, okay? I don't even know what Pedly is. Postpone.app, okay? Oh, look at that. Okay, it's a subreddit analysis and you're in it. Very nice. These are just more links and making me happy. Okay, more Reddit stuff over devs. I've also Linktree. I've noticed too that social media will be picked up. Like I know that I keep saying Twitter. I know that X and Tumblr. I have personally seen different websites pick up their feed and post the same content and the same links. Once again, not duplicate content. It's from another website. It's from a feed. It's fine. But I've seen the same website and the same links posted from sites that get those feeds from Tumblr and X, especially Tumblr and X. I've seen those a lot. And I'm telling you, Threads and Blue Sky, uh, Google must be dating them or something because they're really showing up well. All right, let me go back to this other trick now. So wrong one. All right, let me go back to your home. I really wish you had your header up here on that blog. Maybe it does show up. Maybe because my computer's doing so much. Now, if I take this and copy it, new music review. There we go. That was a right mouse click, by the way. Okay, now I do the same thing, okay, as I did to your URL here. And you could do this to any URL. Oh, and the site trick. Let me show you one more thing about the site trick before I don't want to do that. That was a Control Z, by the way. So if I get rid of the quotes, type in site again, notice there's no space there between the colon and the first letter. Now press, make it, now I make a space. I can actually search for pages with certain keywords, whatever I'm looking for, from your website. Okay, so if you want to know how you're doing for the keyword, all right, let me pick someone here. Okay, let's James Sanger. I don't think I can copy and paste that name. Nope. Okay. All right, so let's say I want to look for James Sanger. So you notice a space, site, colon, no space, not semicolon, colon, your URL, and then the keyword I'm looking for. Okay, there he is, James Sanger. We look into the much acclaimed songwriter. So all of these things have been indexed by Google. Okay, and obviously there's not much of them now. If I do this, now by the way, did you notice that one little, that part, this part here? I wrote a JavaScript to search multiple websites. Okay, it's right. Search your site through Google. It already includes this part here. So if you want that JavaScript, you can have it. And there's probably a way to embed it on your WordPress if you want to use it. Okay. All right. So that's another way to search your site for keywords to see how you're doing on those keywords. And you can still do, as I recall, it's been a while since I put quotation marks. You can still put quotation marks in the keywords, and then it will treat it as just the string. Okay, and I just press enter, and obviously we have the same content because, oh, not quite the same. Good, a little bit less. So the quotations made a difference there. All right, so the next idea is we go up here. I told you about this. We copy this, and then we put that in quotes, not under site. Now we're looking for competitors. So we put this in quotes, new music review, and I'm guessing that there's going to be a lot because I'm sure that the music industry has a lot of competitors. But check this out. Now, let me verify this by going into an incognito window. This is something you should definitely do. So you go up here. Hope this will work. Come on. There we go. New incognito. This will not take my history into consideration that way. Okay, now let's do the same search. Press enter. Okay, now there's an old saying, Google loves Google. Okay, guess who owns YouTube? That's right, Google. So once again, do you see why you need your URL? You got new music review. That's great. My gear, okay. Get that website address right here before the new. First thing in the description, get that website address. Google loves Google. Okay, you got your Instagram is linked to you. There's your Reddit, KNXX on demand, new music review. I don't know if that's you or not, but that's something you can research. So now, what you need to do is any of these people that are not you. Well, in fact, let me show you a trick for that. Okay, so take that new music review, take the quotes off. Okay, now it'll search for any part of that phrase. Understand? Take the quotes off, searches for any part of that phrase. Now we're going to find people that are higher than you. Okay, see this pitchfork here? New albums and new music reviews. Okay, and that does not appear to be a sponsored. By the way, that looks like you. I hope it is. Let's take a quick look. Excuse me. Yeah, Jim. But this guy's kicking your butt for that keyword right now. So let's go in to his website. If you ever want to keep your search result, then right mouse click over the link and left mouse click and open link in new tab. Okay. All right. So here's Pitchfork. Here's albums. Okay, there they are. That's a lot of space right there. I might have given up. Up there it goes. Okay, now it's all right. All right. So now here's the little trick. You take this. See that how this pitchfork guy's ahead of you here? Remember how I showed you how to find links? You do that same little trick for the competitors. Okay. Now, you do that same trick for the competitors, and anywhere that this competitor has a link is where you need to add your link, if possible at all. By the way, don't try thinking outside the box. Get yourself in like Apple Maps and some of the other map things. Get yourself. You could try getting a Google business profile, but if you're mostly online, it'll probably get kicked out. You might have to use your address. It's probably not going to work. Google has come down pretty hard on that. Okay, so he's an X. Okay, this guy got himself in Wikipedia. All right, see if you can get yourself in Wikipedia. Okay, he's on YouTube. He's got a snippet, which is cool. Okay, Pitchfork Music Festival. Okay, let's take a look at that. Now, maybe you know who Pitchfork is. Okay, Pitchfork Music Festival. These people, and that's back to the top, pitchfork.com. It looks like it's owned by the same people. That means that they own two different domain names that they're linking back and forth to each other. That's okay to do, but not if you have like 40 or 50 domains doing that same thing. Google thinks that you're trying to manipulate the search results, which we are, obviously. Okay, so you're probably not going to get an article in there, but you can always email them. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but the worst thing they can do is say no. And newspapers, magazines, all these authors are looking for content all the time. And I don't see a way to contact these guys. I was curious. That is nothing. Okay. All right. Let's keep looking here. Once again, Facebook, Blue Sky, you're doing good. Okay, and they're in LinkedIn. Trustpilot, Elijah Records. Okay. Reddit, we don't know what a astrid, we don't know what that is. But notice in the URL, pitchfork.com there, that's pretty cool. Okay, now here's a little trick, and I don't know if you know how to do this or not, but I've had people that did not know. So all I'm going to do is highlight this back part here, delete it, and press enter. And that'll give me the main site to where I might be able to submit articles. Okay, here's contact information right here. If you've got a brand new singer or something like that, then people like this are the people that you should be sending your press releases to or your articles to, because they're always looking for content. The worst they can do is ignore you or just say no. The best they can do, publish your article on their website with a link back to your website. How about that? Oh no, they didn't. Okay, all right, enough of this. All right, I don't know if I'm still been shut off yet here. Oops. Well, look at that. I'm still on here. Okay. All right. We're at 51 minutes already. So make some notes. Keep reviewing this. Okay. I'm still here to help you to answer questions. And I went through an awful lot real fast. So if you need anything at all summarized or re-explained or anything like that, please let me know. I'm here for you. Your success is my success because then you refer people to me. And that's it. God bless you and best of luck to you in your business. I'm here for you. Aloha.